Welcome to episode 1 of An Old Guy Running. Thank you for tuning in and checking out the channel. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing, giving a like, and leaving a comment. With that out of the way, I think age is just a number, and I am more middle-aged than old. But I did feel very old at the start of 2022. The intent of this channel is to document my journey into the world of ultra running. I have always been athletic and involved in some sort of sports, whether that be running, hockey, cycling, or whatever. My running history seems to ebb and flow with the different places I've lived over the years. At a young age, I stuck to 5K and 10K races. During my 20s, I strayed from running and most exercise that I had become accustomed to. My 30s saw me go to university and get the coveted office job with decent pay. This was really where my return to running began. After close to a decade of sitting for most of my day, I had become very overweight. I remember going to the doctor and he told me to change my job or prepare for an early death. You have to remember that I was sitting sometimes for way more than the standard 8-hour workday. This was still my own fault and not the job's fault, but I needed to make a change regardless. Enter the half marathon distance. I decided to go back to running in 2011 and signed up and completed my first half marathon. The set schedule for training and putting in kilometer after kilometer was right in my wheelhouse. I am a rule follower, and putting in the work showed results both in weight loss and happiness. The half marathon distance seemed to fit right in with that also. It was challenging, but not too hard for me to complete. My running hit its peak in 2014 when I completed my only marathon and added a grand fondo of cycling to my accomplishments. This was also the year that I moved and stopped any kind of exercising. Fast forward to 2019 and I was back running and completed 2 more half marathons in the month of July in Las Vegas. Yes, the hottest month of the year in Las Vegas, and poorly prepared, I suffered my first real injury. This injury stuck with me, and I used it as an excuse as to why I could not return to running. Then there was COVID, which to most was a horrible situation, and I agree, it was very brutal. I did, however, take this time to reflect on who I was and what I am capable of. I went back to university and picked up another degree. During one of those classes, towards the end of the program, I learned of a man named David Goggins. For those who don't know or have not heard of him, Google him. In January of 2022, I read his first book, Can't Hurt Me. I completed the things he asked of the reader and realized I had been letting myself slip by on easy street. That I liked pushing myself and setting goals that challenged me mentally and physically. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not a go to the gym and pump iron for 8 hours a day. But I am a person who loves to be out there running through the weather and the communities to see what I can do. I chose to return to running and top the scales at 220 pounds or 100 kilos. I was in for some serious life changes. It started with getting on the treadmill and slowly working my way back up to running again. I was and am not a speed runner, but can put in the effort to do what it takes to get things done. By May, I had completed my first 10K race and was looking for the next challenge. Thanks to some family and some in-laws, I completed my first half marathon in October. In less than 10 months, I had gone from sitting around doing nothing to back running distances I hadn't in quite some time. I was also very close to a personal best on this half, which was not even on my radar at the time. In November, I found out that there was a second book coming out from David Goggins called Never Finished. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it, and it lit a fire in me. What is possible for me when it comes to running? This leads me to where this channel is going. I will be making videos documenting my progress along the way to reaching the status of ultra marathon, ultra runner, maybe even ultra triathlete. But those goals are yet to be achieved. The goal for 2023 is to complete the Toronto Waterfront Marathon, the Toronto Marathon, and the JFK 50 miler. I will document everything I am doing on a weekly basis, not just sharing highs, but also the lows and the struggles along the way. I hope to take you on this wild journey with me, and if you like what you are watching, consider liking the video, subscribing, and leaving a comment. See you in the next one.